There we go. Hello guys, I hope everyone's doing okay. Yeah, I thought I'd do another stream tonight, but revive this project. Obviously it's been a little while since we worked on Pierrot. We've been working on several meme projects since then. And I will continue with Ratatouille. I just wanted to get back to something a bit more realistic, because I do want to get this character finished at some point. Sorry the stream's a little bit late as well. I was trying to get Mari sorted, then I realised that my internet was going really slow, so I had to just go grab an Ethernet cable. But it looks like everything's working now. So yeah, so in terms of what we're going to do, I need to get up an image of the latest render. So the latest render is this. Obviously there's a lot we can do to get from this to this. There's still a few things that are kind of wrong, but in terms of like matching the image, like this is too white and not flat enough, like this doesn't have much lighting to it. But I think, as we discussed in the previous stream, this is an unfinished painting, so it's hard to, well, drawing even, so it's hard to tell if this is undefined as an artistic choice or just as a he's not finished rendering it out type of thing. So I'll ignore this stuff for now. In terms of getting the character right, the main thing we're missing at the moment is paint. I also don't really like the caruncles, but we can get to that later. I did get Mari working, however it crashed every time I opened the project, so I think I might try Mari again later to do some texturing to get the paint right. But the caruncle needs a bit of work, so we can work on that today, get something that's looking a little bit better. So yeah, I guess we'll just kind of have a look around. I'm going to have to get some ref up. I think I've got some ref in here of like how a caruncle should look. They're a lot deeper in the eye than mine is, like a lot deeper. So the issue at the moment is that mine is really close to the eye, or really close to like the front of the face. So in general, this needs a bit more depth. Part of that is coming from the eye itself, and like the eyeball potentially being too big. It's hard to tell, to be honest. But another part of it is also coming from the model being a bit too far back here. This should come a little bit further forward. That will give us a bit more room to play with, and then I can model the caruncle correctly. So let's do that. I'm going to go into ZBrush, and we're going to work on the caruncle. So let's go open scene. Just going to refresh YouTube on the other page. I accidentally threw it through a loop when I disconnected my internet earlier. So let's go to projects, personal projects. Let's go to Gustave Dore, ZBrush, Sculpt. And we'll add a little bit more depth. So, what the poly group's like. Okay. Let's just get all this stuff hidden. Go into display properties, double. Just get the body hidden so we can zoom in and really do some work. So we do have HD geometry in this character, but I'm not really going to worry about using that. Not yet anyway. I also, now that I've done the Ratatouille topology, I do kind of wish I did the merged gums thing, but obviously it's a bit late to implement that now. So we're going to focus on getting this stuff right. Okay, and let's get the... There we go, brush is set up. Yeah, so we need to pull this out. I'm struggling to get a good angle on this. I might need to get a finer area like that. Just cut out all this stuff. There we go. That's a bit easier. So let's fix that. We'll do it with the other eye as well, obviously. But yeah, this is a very weird shape. I don't know why I didn't notice this when I was last working on this guy. Now obviously moving this forward is going to have a knock-on effect to the other stuff, so I will have to do a little bit more work on the eyelid and the general areas around everything here. I'm going to define that a little bit more. Blend it in like that. So I'm not too worried about wiping out details if it means fixing the forms below. So this just gives us a lot more opportunity to get depth, and that's what I'm worried about here. I want to make sure my eyelids are a bit more uniform as well. The bottom lid is a lot thicker than the top lid. So I'm going to raise my focal shift a bit. I've recently found a liking for increasing the focal shift on the move tool. I find it gives me a much smoother result, which is quite nice. Let's go to brush, modifiers, and just set that to 0. And let's zoom in. So maybe I should relax this corner out a little bit. Yeah, that feels a bit more natural. There we go. So let's check out the other eye. Yep. That eyeball is in the wrong place. By quite a hefty margin too. Ooh, there's some weird stuff happening in there. Okay. Let's just resolve that a little bit. I'm gonna have to go in with a very soft, smooth brush. And we can probably inflate that a bit. No, deflate that a bit. Yeah, the inside of the eyelid got a bit janked up there. There we go. That'll look a little bit better. So, let's correct that part of the eye again. And we'll worry about the eyeball position later. Let's just get this fixed first. Okay, so that's that heavily fixed. Just relax the lowest polygon count a little bit. Cool, so let's get that back into Maya. Let's go. That should work fine. Export. Now let's see if I can remember how I was saving this stuff. Let's go desktop. No, why would I be desktop? Projects, person projects, Gustave Dore, modeling, ZBrush, exports, no. Sculpt, nope. Is it modeling then? So if we can figure out where I was putting stuff, yeah, okay, so I was putting stuff here. Body geo. Cool, and then we will have to re-export our re-export the ZDisp, but I will do that in a moment. Let's get this sorted first. Import. Hey, fatal error. Nice. I love how it's saving, like, that I'm using V-Ray, even though V-Ray is not in this project. Can't deload it, which is really annoying. Okay, so let's get back into Maya, which I'm sure now is probably just reloaded the ratatouille project. Yep, okay, so let's go to Gustave Dore. Cool. So let's hide the groom group. Okay, so we're going to have to import modeling, exports, body geo, yeah, that's correct. Cool, and how much has this changed? Yeah, there we go. So, what we need to do first is create a, let's go to, it's rendering tab. Let's go to texturing, create texture reference object. Cool. Now that we've got a texture reference object. Oh wait, that's not what I want. Grab U, texturing, create texture reference object. Cool. Now blend shape U to U. Back into modeling, deform, blend shape. Nope, wrong way around. Okay, deform, blend shape. There we go. So now I can delete this guy. And we have this blend shape. So now let's quickly go into our groom group. I'm just going to hide the render group and show all of this stuff. Show the groom group. So then we'll just make sure this is following. Yeah, it's following. Cool. So pull that forward. Delete the history. There we go. Transferred. Let's make sure actually that stays. So delete the history on it. So now I should be able to delete this guy. And nothing moved. Good. So now we can hide you for sure. Alt save. hate that V-Ray Personal Learning Edition pop-up. Considering I'm not using V-Ray in this project, it's really annoying. I need to see if there's a way to wipe it out of this scene. Cool, so we've got that updated. Let's go into ZBrush and export our ZDisp so it's nice and updated. Z plugin, Multimap Exporter. We just want our displacement. And were we using 4K or 8K? Let's just quickly check. Open file location. ZBrush exports. Properties. Trying to remember where we find the resolution. Where do we find the resolution? It's just being properties, right? Okay. I'll try opening it. This might take a little while, but it will tell us what resolution it is at least. Come on. It does take a while. Bless it. Hey, there we go. Okay. So, image, properties, 8K. Cool. So we will export this at 8K. Create all maps. And let's go to ZBrush. Exports, ZDisp. Okay. And I will quickly wipe this stuff out. That's everything, right? Yep. Delete all these. I'll remake the text maps. See plugin. Let's go to ZBrush. Exports, ZDisp. Okay, and now we just leave this alone for a while. And then we'll work on the actual caruncle mesh. I also have to make sure the position of the eyeballs is okay. Thing is, I'm well aware that if I click on anything, it tends to break ZBrush when it's exporting. So I do just have to kind of leave it be for a little bit. In the meantime, if everyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Because I'm going to be sat here for the next few minutes. Okay, so it's been 1 minute for halfway of the first UDEM, so it's going to be 10 minutes total. I'm wondering if I can get away with... in fact, I don't know if I've saved this, so I do need to leave it be. Let's take a chance. Okay. So while this is going, let's have a quick look at the eyeball meshes. Yeah, so those eyeballs have definitely moved. So let's update the eyeball meshes in ZBrush when that gives us the chance. Okay, I'm just going to... and it still doesn't really line up. I'll need to fix that at some point. Because the eyelid should sit flush against the eyeball. That's very weird actually. So we'll export this now. File, export selection. Let's go to modeling, exports. Then we want do we not have an IGO? Okay, we'll create an IGO. Cool. And then the carunculus. We can play about with the shape. Because now we've actually got that room to play with. We can tuck this in and do everything we need to. Let's check on the progress in ZBrush. Yeah, so we're getting the first ones out now. So we just have to leave that be for a moment. In the meantime, is it worth us adjusting this? Let's duplicate it and hide it. Trying to get a more uniform thickness around the eye. Okay, so that's now popping out a bit much, so let's pull that down, pull that down. Let's just correct the thickness a little bit. Need to fix the lower eyelid in this guy. In terms of like the definition of the edge, because it's way too balloon-like at the moment, I guess. So what we can do is export this guy over him. Make sure it's on the same UV set. Yeah, it is. Good. In fact, did I use UV sets on this guy? I didn't. Okay, cool. Makes things a bit simpler. File, export, selection. There he is. Export you. Cool. And then we'll just quickly run through the... don't know why that's happening. Very funky. Excuse me. But yeah, so we will now just quickly update this. Yeah, so... wait, did I still leave a gap? Or is that just... ah, that's just the glitch for whatever reason. I feel like that needs to... let's just quickly correct. This has got the same expression at least. Cool. So let's do the same thing as before. Let's go into rendering, texturing, create texture reference object. Let's show the utility group. Then we want to blend shape, new, old. Deform, blend shape. There we go. Delete history, delete new model, delete the texture reference object, and it worked. Cool. How's my export going? Okay, so we're almost there. Once we've got all 5 of the maps, I think we've got 5 UDIMs. Let's just double check. In fact, yeah, we do, because we're using Mari, non-commercial. Yeah, 5 UDIMs. So, since we're using 5 UDIMs, we've got 2 more maps to go, and then we can get back into ZBrush. The texel density on this guy's all over the place. But then, his body is never seen, so... I don't know what causes this bug. Let's just tear off the panel. That's happening in this one too. Nice. Show. Weird how that was happening. Display, soften edge. Cool. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. Almost there. These files are massive. 32-bit 8K textures are always going to be massive, but it's like, it still shocks me. And we'll do the caruncle actually in ZBrush itself. And then the meniscus, we'll adjust that once we've got final positions. Because it already gives us kind of an idea as to what we're doing. I just need to work on this eye in general. Just waiting for that final. What else do we need to do? Let's get this back over. So something else I noticed is that the hat is a bit more curved in where is it? File. CG stuff. Projects. Just projects. I need to keep this open this time. Progress images. This feels a lot flatter than this one. I also need to get that paint, but I'll keep telling myself that until the end of the time. So yeah, let's add a little bit more roundness to that. I'll keep this open on the other screen. please. Hold on. What's that? Did I just have symmetry on while I was doing all that? I'm surprised I didn't fuck up this model. How's it doing? It's done all of them. Right, so now we can do a quick TX make. So let's go into Utilities, TX Manager, and we need to find... There it is, displacement map. Create TX was selected. Apparently it doesn't exist. It's right there. Oh, it's changed name, okay. Fresh. Okay, let's quickly go into the shader. Okay, let's go to texturing now. ZBrush exports. Don't need a preview. We got UDEM. Then we can get rid of that stuff, right? Okay, we'll just leave that as is. Let's refresh that. There we go. So I got TX files for all those. Now we can get into ZBrush again. So, ZBrush. Let's go all the way down to the lowest polygon model. Import. Desktop. Why did I go to desktop again? Wonder if I'll lose the Geometry HD from doing this. It'll be a learning experience, but still. Let's go to exports. No, it's in Maya. No, it's not. Okay, so yeah, that's fair. I just think it is. Let me just double check that. File, export selection, PolyGeo. Import. Yeah, that's correct. Cool. And then we'll go to polygroups, autogroup UV. You're gonna hit that again because that's really throwing me off. There we go. Yeah, it keeps the subdivisions. Oh, it keeps the Geometry HD apparently. That's good. Yes, it's 8 million polygons without Geometry HD, and I think it's 2 levels of Geo HD. Right, so we now have eyes actually match the model. I need to update the eyeballs themselves, so let's do that. So where are you? Cool. So let's just delete that because we don't need it anymore. Let's import over this. Why are they a different scale? Let's delete that. Append, sphere, import. Why are they so small? Why did they come in as the wrong model? Oh, because I've imported over them. Okay. Import IGO. There we go, that's not what I expected. Okay, and let's just grab this on their own. Geometry, delete hidden. Where are you? Modified topology, delete hidden. There we go. Eyeballs. There we go. There's a bit of a smoothing artifact on the eye, which is interesting. That fixes it, but I'm a bit concerned about that. Because in my eye I can't do that. Right, so eyelids a bit better. Let's start on the caruncle. Okay, so do we have any really good images of that? We can match to this, I guess. So I'm gonna hide that one. And let's just move this a little bit. I'm going to make it a bit smaller too. So this caruncle like area that it sits in, it's quite small on mine, but let's just do what we can with it. I'm gonna Google caruncle. Okay, there's quite a few body parts that have that name. Be careful Googling it. I'm gonna add caruncle eye. So there's quite a lot of gross images on here. So actually, yeah, never Google caruncle. It's mostly infections. Let me search eye macro. I'm gonna search add old man to that. It still feels a bit thin to me. just looking for good images on the other screen. I've actually got quite a few of these images already. Okay, yeah. We'll just continue to work with the images we have. Which makes me think I should continue to work on the base a little bit more. Should this come further that way? I feel like I need to do that. Okay, so okay, I'm not going to update the low res this time. Let's just. Oh, I'm not going to update the sculpt this time because I've only done proportional changes. So let's just quickly get that exported, and we'll just import it when we get back in. There we go. Down a bit. Yeah, it's a lot better. Okay, so for now, I'm going to export the caruncle geos at the highest res. Yeah, export those to the highest res. Cool. And let's just save this scene quickly. So really how long ago I worked on this sculpt? Oh yeah, 'cause it was right before I moved to Montreal. Jesus, it's been a while. There we go. So, let's repeat this transfer process again. Outliner. So we want to go UV, no, rendering, texturing, file, import. You want to grab this guy. Cool, that seems good to me. Then new, old, modeling, deform, blend shape. Cool. We can delete the history on him. Delete you. Cool. And then for the caruncles, we'll import the new geometry on top. So this has iCaruncular map, cool. So let's file, import, iCaruncular. Let's release today, cool. Let's just add the iCaruncular map and temporarily delete these guys. Cool, so let's hide you, and let's hide the clothing as well. Because the cloth is one of the heaviest things to render in the scene, funnily enough. And let's just quickly go into our sequence cam. I think this might be the best camera to check. Arnold, open render view. Let's start a quick render. And we'll region render it obviously to just the eyes. His beautiful bald head. So the color's way too bright. Oh. Oh wow, subsurface weight is way too high. so that's the raw color. So our color's too bright. That's in, alright, that's looking a lot better though.
Are you leaving me?
It's weird, 'cause I swear it used to feel a lot more red. Okay, let's do a very quick pass just lining up this mesh. Doesn't have to be accurate, just in the ballpark. There we go. And let's, while we're at it, just quickly again, not too worried really about this holding its shape because this mesh is temporary at best. Just average verts. Check that out. I'll probably finish the stream in about 20 minutes, just because I kind of want to get back into the stream using this project, but not going to do a long stream tonight. Okay, so we still got a displacement. Okay, let's throw the hair in there. So it does help on things like the eyes. We're obviously lacking a lot of detail on the skin right now, and the spec is way off. There we go. So, eyes, we're going to have to soften this up, and this is way too light at the moment. Like, this needs to be a bit more yellow, kind of jaundiced. It's close to this guy right now, but his skin's a lot more red. In terms of skin tone, maybe we're close to this guy. I feel like we should make it even more yellow or more red. But either way, our eye whites are too white at the moment. Let's just show the cloth, but hide the ruffle because it's the heaviest bit to render. So one of the other things is our meniscus is way too large at the moment, which is kind of creating a really big highlight, which kind of has its place, I guess, but come on. like at the same time it'd be good to have it obviously be a bit more physically accurate. But yeah, so at some point we're going to have to do these like micro kind of stretchy shapes, which might take some time. Right, so we got that eye working. Why is this eye so bright? Oh wait, I just realized why the eye might be so bright. I had this issue with a different mesh. Okay. So we need to go into the render stats. Old render stats maybe. No, it's still okay. Weird. Basically, an issue I was having is that kind of at random, some meshes will stop casting shadows or receiving shadows. It looks like it's working. Now let's just check. Okay, let's update full scene. Oh, I need to hide the groom to speed this up a bit. Let's just hide groom. I'll show the ruffle, but then hide the cloth. Update full scene. Yeah, so something's not rendering correctly with us. Something else is rendering in its place. Yeah, none of these have an effects. Oh wait. It's still... What is going on? Oh, wrong mesh, sorry. There we go, okay. So that's starting to make more sense now. It's still acting weird. It's still way too light. But, you know, at least makes some sense. Primary visibility wasn't hiding it because it was behind the water, which means it was a refraction we were seeing, not the actual primary visibility. Which does make sense. To be fair to Maya. Still feels like it's acting wrong though. Let's get perspective cam in here. Turn the weight down to kind of dim it a little bit in the meantime. Or I can just throw a quick colour correct in there. In fact, yeah, let's do that. Yes, the subsurface isn't changing it too much. So let's get into the hypershade, which do I have it open? I do not. Okay, you got that. Yep, what are you doing? Select that again. Cool. We will attach a color correct. Cool. And with this, we are going to hue shift it a little bit. Let's just see how sensitive it is. Okay. So hue shift it a tiny bit towards red. Increase saturation. But then decrease the exposure. Oh, we can't decrease the exposure. Okay, so let's multiply it down then. You need to blend it into the eye as well. That's cool. Okay, let's step down that saturation even more. What ref do we want to go with? We can actually see the corner of... We can actually see that. Cool. And then let's just undo our camera moves. Touch more blue, maybe? Should mean shifting oh so slightly. Obviously texture will need to carry the rest. But, you know, obviously without the color correct, we have that, which is really bad. With it, we have that. What happens if you put... Does it overdo it, or... Looks like it doesn't do anything. What if you put 0.5 mask? Okay, cool. So that's going to be only temporary. I'm looking forward to really digging into the look depth on this guy. I need to get some sleep in his eyes as well at some point, or sleep in his eyelashes. Exposure still needs to go down a tiny bit, doesn't it? I'm aware the lighting is different, but what's this set to? Okay, let's 5.5. Bit too dark now. So let's go 0.6. Better. Then the reflection in the sky. It's not very visible for some reason. Also getting a bit of a dark shadow around it. Let's check what the skin shader in this guy is doing. The skin is a lot more diffuse than I've got. 0.5. I felt better before. That's just a case of updating the colour around the eye. Yeah, we'll need to blend the actual eye colour. What else? It's a lot more yellow at the edges. Should I update my IOR? Might add a coat. Oh, I've already got a coat. Okay. Feels a bit better. Didn't have enough spec. .2 is apparently my roughness for that, but it's definitely not actually .2. Let's step that up a tiny bit. Yeah, we're getting a bit more of the highlight around the eye now. Oh, this is a little bit too pure, a bit too white, but it's not really the end of the world. This needs a bit more saturation, doesn't it? Let's go into outliner. saturation. Let's up that just a tiny bit. Let's go to maybe 8.5. There we go. Okay. So let's hide you. That's kind of creepy looking, lining up Pierrot with the render. Although it gives me an idea as to what's missing. Let's go quickly try. Yeah, we're just missing a level of definition that everything else has. But that's easily gained. It's just a case of actually getting that detail in the sculpt. Okay, well this is looking a lot better than it did before. So the main goal has been achieved. I'm gonna close this. Let's check. In fact, why did I close that? Let's get Pierrot back open. And also, we're done with this for now. I'll have to come back in and get that detail sculpting done, but save. Cool. So let's load recent. Okay, so I just wanted to look at the density of the eyelashes. Where's my eye ref? There it is. We don't have anywhere near enough eyelashes on the top, do we? Okay, so I'm going to, let's check the utility group. Do I have any maps for density? I don't, okay. Interesting choice. Let's add one, call it density. That'll be picked up automatically. And let's go to actually paint. Trying to remember how I go into tool settings, right? Yeah, I haven't used this for a little while. Set you to 1. Oh, that's not what I want to do at all. So I need to set that to 0.5. And I'll just double the density. Or was I using a density map? I can't remember. I guess we'll find out in a moment. Okay, so let's go into our Grim, into our Yeti graph editor. I'm just going to hide that for a moment. This is a mask, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I need to multiply that. How do I do that? I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a while. Grim attribute. I'll float 0. That's working. Okay. Multiply by density. Nope. By how do I can't remember how to connect this. There is a way to do it. Oh, I've done this before, that's the bit that's getting me. I'll have to make a density map. Let's do that because I know I did it in ZBrush. It's a nice quick thing to do. So let's go into Open File. Let's go to CG stuff, projects, personal projects, Gustave Dore. Because we've got a Groom Maps thing in here, haven't we? It's in modeling, ZBrush, exports, Groom Maps here. So let's go into here. Yeah, I just need to paint a super quick map. So let's go BST. Going to fill this. It's half of 256. Can you actually reach that number? This is a decimal, right? Oh no, it's 128, of course. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Alright. Apparently I'm tired at 10 o'clock. So let's color, fill object. Cool. And I'm just going to go in with RGB. So that's a 1. Cool. And color pick that again. There we go. So then I can export this. So plugin, map exporter, texture from Polypaint, 4K, about 2K, 1K is fine. Create all maps. Export group maps. And we're just going to call this for eyelashes. That's what I'm going to use here. Density. Okay, let's get that open. Exports, group maps. So I'm just going to do myself a massive favour and remove this bit from all of them. And then, yep, that's fine. Nope, don't want that. Rename. It's only 5 UDIM, so I can just quickly do this. This isn't a map that will need tweaking. Rename. Cool. So now we can go. Yeah, that's all fine. Yeah, that's fine. Close shoot. So now we can copy paste this guy. Rename this texture for eyelashes mask. And we'll rename that to density. Okay, there we go. So in theory that's now working. So we just create a expression, plug U to float input 0, plug U into float input 1, do $F0 multiply by $F1, hit that boy. Okay, so let's just double check that. Yeah, okay, that's working. And what's this done here? Is that... oh yeah, that's the same thing. Okay, so let's just grab U. Cool. So now we can increase, we can actually double this. Now we'll get the bottom lashes back to where they were, and top lashes will now be double the density. There we go. So I'm just going to do a quick test render of that. I'm also going to show these two as well. Cool. Arnold. So, obviously in the ref there are no visible eyelashes, so that's something I need to keep in consideration. Just wondering if I want to darken them to be more in line with these guys. I think I do. So let's get into the hyper shade. Eyelash material has its own thing. Good. Cool. So the melanin, we just want to increase that. Obviously not that far. That's a bit better. So what I want to quickly test, I'm going to search the internet for skin micro bump map. And I just want to throw a very quick tileable map, or just something, just to get a little bit of spec breakup. They do exist, there are ones that are free online. And this wouldn't really work because it's got spec highlights in it. And that's an image of play. Don't I have some micro maps somewhere? I think I might do actually. Store snapshot. Cool. Let's just alt save this. In fact, let's regular save. So I have some resources somewhere. Let's go to projects. Then I think it's in my asset library. These are PSDs. Let's see what they look like. So I'm assuming the ones that I've got TX files of are probably going to be the ones that work best. If this doesn't load quickly, I'll just throw it on and see what it looks like. Fuck it, let's just do it anyway. Maya, I'm going to grab this boy. You're in a lost layer or something? Interesting. There we go. It's in component mode. So, his material is called skin map. Hyper shade. Okay. Let's go create a AI flat. Come on. the process of crashing right now. Nope. I just can't see my tab. Okay. Windows, create shader. Yeah, flat. So there we go. File. So I'm just going to quickly grab asset library, XYZ, skin, generic, and we're just going to grab micro6.tx. Cool. Plug that in. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, hello. So that's micro 6 after all this time. So let's get into the perspective camera and just go super close. And all we're going to do is just tile the shit out of this. It's a bit too fine, isn't it? Okay, let's go 6 by 6. What is it? Probably another 10 minutes. I'm just quickly throwing on some maps. Let's replace that file. Micro 7. So this preview loads faster. Micro 9. Okay, let's use that one. In fact, that one's not going to work. Let's go 6 by 6. Cool. So now what we're going to do is create a remap. Come on. Remap. In fact, no, we need a set range. Set range. And we're going to plug you in. Then this is going to go from old min, old max, like that, to -1, -1, -1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. Then we'll quickly go in here, add a command, Windows create. We just want a texture, but no, we don't. It's a utility. Trying to remember the name of it. It's like a layer RGBA. There we go. So we're going to get U as input 1. And then this is going to be disp. And we'll set everything to plus. And then the next one will be set to plus. And will contain this guy. Okay. And this is going to look awful, but we should be able to get this working. Let's just alt save before we render. Okay, I'm going to zoom way out. This is going to break now, right? Like, it's gonna go absolute apeshit. Yeah, there you go. It just does not know how to handle it. And ZBrush, there we go. So all we need to do now is just go in here, set you to 0. It's going to be a lot lower than this, but let's just test it in intervals of, or powers of 10, sorry. Entire thing is moving slightly. Entire thing is deflating actually, which means that this set range is wrong. So it's at 0.5. Then we just go and check our normals AOV, but once we're happy with this we can find the normals AOV and that will tell us if we're doing this correctly. I'm going to assume that's still not quite right and just lower this again. Let's go 0.5. Kill that. Quickly throw an AOV in there. I just want our normals. Save. It should feel a lot more like skin. At some point I can maybe sculpt a micro displacement map myself, make my own. Okay, let's get in there, and let's do this thing for a moment. So obviously the hair kind of interferes with everything a little bit, but you can see how we've got a bit more noise to all this. And that noise will just break up the reflections. Make it overall a lot less glossy. There you go. Right, well, that's going to be it for this stream, I think. Made some progress. In the next stream, we'll do a bit of more texturing in this guy. I'm just going to leave a end of stream render going. So let's get into the outliner, grab cloth, and just save. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for today. It's nice to be back on this project again. It's been a while. But yeah, next stream, whenever that happens to be, I'll get back to texturing, probably work on the eyes a little bit, get the caruncular looking good, and then we can look into actually starting to get some detail maps on there properly. So maybe sculpt our own micro that can be used a bit more freely, because obviously that micro map we've got there at the moment doesn't really fit the entire face. So we can make one that is tileable and do something with that. But yeah, so that's going to be it. Hope everyone has a great evening, and I'll see you next stream. Bye guys.